Hey everyone, welcome to day 5 of the Win or Learn 25-day risk-taking experiment. I'm Harlan Cohen, author of the book Win or Learn, and I'm the guy who's helping you go after what you want. We're wrapping up an exciting week of wanting, and now we get to talk about defining success because you want to be successful, right? Right? I can help. Let's get started. So this is an experiment, and an experiment means that you are going to get different results each time you go through the process. Eventually, you're going to know how to get the results you desire most of the time. But the whole idea of conducting an experiment is that you get to learn and process what happens next. And if there's anyone who can demonstrate this, it's Thomas Edison. You know, Thomas Alva Edison. There are not a lot of Alvas lately. Maybe that name's going to come back. I wanted to pick some quotes from this incredible inventor. You know, Thomas Edison invented the phonograph, otherwise known as the record player, also the moving picture recorder or a movie camera, and the early light bulb. I mean, amazing. And there's so many other inventions too. I wanted to pull some Edison quotes because there are just so many great ones. I couldn't just share one. I wanted to share a bunch with you. I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do doesn't mean it's useless. I start where the last man left off, and it could be woman or non-binary person who doesn't identify with any gender. I'm all inclusive here, but that's the beauty, looking at other people's experiences and gaining insight from their wisdom. And we're going to do that during this process. Again, this is an experiment. What Elon Musk continues to do and how he invents and how he pushes boundaries and how he deals with criticism and how he somehow manages to continue to be successful is miraculous. There are so many people who said Tesla wasn't going to work. They didn't think that he could create this battery that could last so long, or all of the other innovations that are part of this electric car. He also launched astronauts to the International Space Station. It was the coolest thing. In Elon Musk's book, and it's a great book, it's an awesome audiobook, you could just hear how he was able to deal with an enormous amount of adversity, an enormous amount of rejection, an enormous amount of cynicism, an enormous amount of criticism, and yet continues to take risk after risk after risk. He said that when they had that third launch, in the initial phase of SpaceX, the first two rockets blew up. And he's like, if that third one blew up, we would be done. We would be done. And fortunately, that was a successful launch, and it enabled them to get government contracts. But we'll see. Elon Musk, he wants to create a colony on Mars, among many other things. This is an experiment. You have a new mindset. This is more than just taking a risk. This is really reshaping how you look at everything that happens beyond taking that risk, which will free you to think bigger, to think bolder, to push your own limits and step outside your comfort zone. This is a new mindset, and it's going to take time, and it's going to take training, and we're going to go through this again and again and again, but it's a win or learn mindset, understanding that the only outcome is going to be a success, because you're either going to get what you want or you're going to learn. And we're going to make sure that you are supported along the way. So how do we measure success? Again, it is engaging in a process. The process is the product. I've said this before. The process is a success if you engage in this. The fact that you're watching this, the fact that you've identified a risk you want to take, the fact that you're still present here is a tremendous success. When you do something, something will happen. And whatever happens, we're going to process through the outcomes together. So you will be successful. Please do not be attached to the outcome, right? That's a hard thing to wrap your mind around. The outcome is not the most important part of this process. Now, I don't want to discount results, because if you engage in this process again and again and again, you're going to get the results you desire, or you're going to discover an outcome that's going to be even more satisfying and align with your passion, your joy, your love, your light. But it's engaging in this process. If you're uncomfortable, and I know you are, because if you're doing this right, you should be, because this is an uncomfortable process, stepping outside of our comfort zone and focusing on some things that are going to make our lives better, but are also things that might scare you a little bit. Next week, we're going to dig deep into getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, and it's going to make it easier and safer for you to continue on this journey. The rest of the steps during this experiment will help you filter through the results. This is one of those change filters. It's like an electric coin. It's an electric coin sorter. I think those things are so cool. I don't know if you've ever been to the bank and they've got the big ones and they just pour all the coins in. Coinstar, sometimes you'll see those at grocery stores. But the way I look at this process is there's going to be a lot of different types of feedback. And in the past, that feedback, those outcomes caused a lot of confusion. It was kind of like that bag of coins where everything is all jumbled and mixed up and it seems so complicated. But the beauty of the steps in Win or Learn is that it takes the outcome and it filters it in such a beautiful way. So if you don't get what you want, if you deal with rejection, if you face unexpected obstacles, if you feel emotions you weren't expecting to encounter, we're going to be able to work through that. It's not going to be so scary, and it's not going to create shame, because we are set up to welcome whatever comes next and sort through whatever happens. It's so fun. I'm like so happy today. This lesson, I was like lighting up because I just think it's so cool. Like, I love that you're here. We're going to keep doing this. So to recap our first 5 days, what it means to start this experiment, what it means to identify what you want. It all starts with knowing that you are good enough. You are worthy and you are deserving of your dreams. Your birthright is that you are able to want and achieve, and you are worthy and deserving of anything that speaks to you, as long as it's legal, right? Just say that. But you're worthy and deserving. And I just want to remind you along the way. And if you don't feel it right now, just fake it, because as we go through this process, you will start to believe. Want. Exercise that want muscle. Want. We're going to experiment with wanting small things, and we're going to want bigger things. Then we're going to really push ourselves and our boundaries. And what happens is, once you want and you arrive at your desired outcome, you are blown away and there are no limits. And you just keep wanting and wanting and wanting. So what do you want to create, change, or experience? I'm in your corner. Let's keep going through this. Keep answering this question. You're welcome to change what you want to change, create, or experience. You're welcome to tweak those. You have the total freedom to experience whatever you're going to experience next and decide what you want based on the input that you receive. And again, there's no shame. The shame factory is closed down. Wanting can be scary. This is going to be a scary process. If you're not scared or uncomfortable in some way, then you need to want bigger, and you need to pick something that's going to push you outside of your comfort zone. Because when you go through this process and when you engage in the risk taking that comes with achieving the outcomes you hope to desire, it's going to be scary. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you're going to be supported along the way. Remember, social changes, emotional changes, then we've got the physical changes, we've got the financial changes, and then we've got the academic changes. If you're a student, the acronym SEPFA, it's the most ridiculous acronym. And if you are beyond your educational years, although we're always learning, but let's say you are a professional, it becomes SEPFA. So as you go through what you want, and as you continue along this journey, if you want a framework to help you to define what do I want, these 5 areas of change are wonderful in helping you to identify the things that you want to continue to go after as we progress along this experiment. I never lose, I either win or I learn. This is the quote from Nelson Mandela. This is where the title of the book comes from. And this is the mindset. It is a win or learn mindset. And it's something that will change how you look at life from this day forward. We're going to need to be strong. I get beat up, man. It's hard. It's rough. But I'm going to lean on you, and you can lean on me, and we can lean on each other, because the only way we're going to get where we want to go is if we are a community. If we reach out to people in the places who have been there and done it, who want us to be successful, who love to see others achieve and find love and light and hope. There's enough for everyone. But we're going to need to be strong, not just for ourselves, but for those who are embarking on this journey with us. And I'm excited to be there for you, and I'm grateful that you can be there for me. So here's the question, and this is setting us up for next week's lessons. What makes you uncomfortable about going after what you want? So you're going to need to define some things that you want. If you haven't already thought about that, I want specific things that you want, because I want to understand what are the risks that you're going to have to take in the upcoming weeks, and why does taking these risks make you uncomfortable? So think about what you want, but then think about some of the things you're going to have to do, and why does that make you uncomfortable? Why does it make you uncomfortable emotionally? Why does it make you uncomfortable physically? Why does that make you uncomfortable financially? Why does that make you uncomfortable in any of the areas that we shared earlier? Where is the discomfort? Where is the fear? And share that with me. Share that with me. You can post it in the Facebook group. You can text me. You can send an email. But I want to know what makes you uncomfortable about going after what you want, and what risks make you uncomfortable. You got the Facebook group. I'm so happy today. I am. But I'm excited. So please join, share the Facebook group with others. I'm excited to continue the conversation with you as well, wherever you want to continue to talk. And then the Win or Learn experiment. Anyone can join at any time. This is a great time to share this adventure with friends, with family, with colleagues, with students, with anybody who you interact with, who you think could use a little change in their life. I can't wait to hear about the risks that you're taking and what makes you uncomfortable. I'm so excited to be in your corner, and I'm so grateful to continue this conversation. Thank you, everyone.